Alright, now I'm going to reinstall the belt after I checked for wear, and that is what you're going to do, of course, and then tell me about it. So this is the important part of why you drew a picture, so you know exactly how that goes back on, because there's at least one person a week who does that and thinks, oh, this isn't so hard, and then they can't figure out how to put it back on. Alright, so I need where's my ratchet to put it back on. Now, of course, this is nice and wide open. Imagine doing this on a car where you can't see what's going on. So this is why sometimes it's easier with two people. So I'm going to always start at the crankshaft, okay? Have it go around the crank and work your way towards the top. It's usually easier that way. So that went around there, and this went around here, and this is going to go up here to here. So I'm going to make sure this is all in place. The grooves are sitting in the like the ribs are sitting in the grooves properly. Alright, and then I'm going to put my ratchet on there. And the key is to find the right spot to put this on so you get the maximum amount of leverage without making it harder on yourself. It's all about, you know, in terms of, what do you call it? What's a mechanical force in terms of making the most of it, right? So there we go, I got that. And be very careful when you put that on. When you got that tension on, when you're taking the tension off the belt there, don't accidentally get your fingers trapped between any of the pulleys in the belt. Because if that ever slipped off and you had your fingers in between here and that sudden tension came down on your fingers, that would really hurt, okay? A lot of tension there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make sure it's sitting properly in the grooves in each pulley. Okay? And especially the flat ones, make sure it's not sitting too far out one way or too far in the other way. It's sitting where it normally, naturally wants to sit, where you can tell the old position where it was, okay, based on clean, rough looking. Alright, so you know where it was. And make sure around the crank, don't forget to take your tool off. And then of course, once you have permission, you're going to start it up, the vehicle that you worked on, to make sure that the belt is spinning properly, there's no squeaks, or basically if a belt squeaks, normally it's a sign of it's gotten hot and glazed and it's time to change. If a belt squeals when you accelerate, that's a good sign there's not enough tension on the belt. So the automatic tensioner might be losing its spring tension and it's time to change it. So you can have squealing, you can have just squeaking, and these belts are very important. That is your alternator. It's run by the belt. That makes electricity when the engine's running. This is your water pump pulley. That's what circulates the coolant in the engine when the engine's running. If that belt broke and you kept driving, this would not be turning and you would overheat your engine. You have power steering, so this provides the pressure to the hydraulics for power steering. You have air conditioning. In this case, like I said, this has a supercharger, so that's also run by the belt. So belts are very important on engines. Okay, so that's a little overview, and I hope you find that helpful. There's also a duotang and a worksheet in terms of following step by step, but this is just a little extra to help you for the visual learners who find it easier to watch a video. Okay? Please remember, you never undo any actual bolts or nuts, okay? You're only taking the tension off the belt. And that's it.